Hello, everyone. I'm Val Spies, and we're going to do a yoga practice for those amidst the journey of grief. And this is part of our HeartSpace offerings. So we'll start just by closing our eyes, just that, and connecting with the breath. If it's uncomfortable to close your eyes, you can simply look at the ground out in front of you. We want to feel the breath moving deep down into the low lungs. So as you take a deep inhale, you'll feel the rib cage lift and open, and the breath fills up into the chest. And then exhale. Feel the shoulders float downward in a calmness in the face and the jaw. Inhale again, deep, calming, inhale breath all the way down to the low lungs. The rib cage lifts and opens, and the breath fills up into the chest. And exhale, empty the breath out. This is a very calming and healing breath that you can move into at any time when you feel that you need to settle down just a little bit, need to move inward away from the exterior distractions or the busyness of the mind. Another time, inhale in, expand the breath into the low lungs, let it fill up into the rib cage, up into the chest. And exhale. When you want to calm the mind and body, you allow the exhale to be longer than the inhale. So perhaps we'll count. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. And exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Good. So you can keep your eyes closed or open them as I'm going to read a little something to you. With the passing of my loved one, I started writing a journal / letter to him. And it's a combination of inspiring writings and my expressions of how I'm feeling. But there's a piece of our studies of yoga that's called metta, and it's a prayer of loving kindness that you say to yourself and to others. So I'd like to start our session with that because I think it's so important. I have to constantly remind myself that my loved one would want me to feel happy. And so you can either have eyes open or closed. And I will say a line, and then I'll be silent for a moment as you repeat that line internally or externally if you like. And then I'll go to the next line, and then I'll pause and you repeat it. Okay? You got it? All right. This first round is I'm sending out to my loved one, John. May you be protected and safe. So repeat that quietly, sending it to your love. May you be embraced in eternal joy. May your transition be smooth. And may your heart soar in the expansiveness of endless love. Now we'll shift our metta, our loving kindness, to ourselves. May I be protected and safe. May I be contented and pleased. May my body carry me with strength. And may I move through life with grace and ease. Return to the 3-part breath, inhaling deep down into the low lungs, filling up into the rib cage, up into the chest, and exhale. Good. So let's start with a little rolling of the shoulders. Lifting the shoulders up around the ears, rolling the shoulders to the back. This practice is all about self-care, and that means that we want to keep our joints healthy. The rotating of the joints is really good for the health of the joints, bringing synovial fluid into those areas. So big circles, lifting shoulders up, rolling them to the back. We'll even lift the elbows up and roll the elbows around in a big circle. Now, as you're rolling the elbows, you can as well lift and open from the heart center and then roll the elbows forward and lower the head down. So the spine is coming into this movement as well. Big circles. Take the hands now, curling the fingers at the shoulders, and we'll row the elbows forward. And then row back. Really needed that. Let's bring the hands down to the knees. And place the right fingertips to the mat on your side and lift the left hand up high. Reach up through the fingertips, stretching the left side of the body, pressing down through the left hip. And then take that hand over the top, maybe walking the right fingertips out a little more, lifting the left elbow up and looking up past that elbow, and breathe. Take the left hand down in front and all the way over to the left side. Right hand lifts up overhead. Lift up through the right elbow, press down through the right hip, lift some more and lift some more. Fingertips up and over the top. And breathe. The breath will give you even more stretch. Lower right fingertips down. And then place left hand to the right knee. Right hand behind you. We'll always extend upward when we move into twists so that we create lots of space in the spine. Lifting up high and then turning from the navel to the side, shoulders follow, look over that right shoulder, inhale and exhale, take your gaze a little further behind you, inhale and exhale, and come back to center. So the twists are really good for the digestive system and the intestines, and as well massages the internal organs. We want to keep our bodies nice and healthy so that we can move through the healing process. Right hand to the left knee, left hand behind you. Inhale, lift up, and exhale, spiral. Inhale, lift again. Exhale, spiral some more. And one more time, inhale, lift, and exhale, spiral. Come all the way back to center. And we'll move on to hands and knees. So taking your hands out in front of you, I'm going to turn to the side. You can stay right where you are. Hands right underneath the shoulders and the knees are underneath the hips. We're in a tabletop position. And we'll move through some cat-cow movements. So we're going through the different movements of the spine. Inhaling, lifting the chest, forward, taking your gaze up. Even by lifting your eyeballs, you can feel muscles stretching up the front of the body. And then lower your gaze all the way back to your knees, arcing the back like a scared cat, pushing the palms into the floor or the mat and stretching through your arms and your back. Then relax the back and look forward and up. Take your gaze back down to the knees, move back into the scared cat. And then relax the back. Lower your hips down to your heels if that's possible. Otherwise, you can keep the hips up high and walk the hands out. If you can, lower all the way down or place a blanket on the heels and lower to the blanket. You could do that. This is called child's pose. Take your hands to your sides with the palms up and forehead down. So sometimes it can feel good to just move into child's pose, to just lower your head to the earth and allow yourself to just curl up and nurture yourself. And I believe that this posture invites that. Take a deep breath and lift back up. Okay, walking the hands out now back into your table position. We'll lift the right hand up overhead and then sweep the right hand down. Back of the hand is to the mat. It slides underneath the left arm and the right shoulder can either come to the mat or you could have a blanket nearby and place the shoulder on a blanket. Yeah, either way is perfectly fine. We want this to be a positive experience for you. So you want to be comfortable in every movement, or maybe you have to stretch a little. We'll lift that left arm up and circle it around. And then lower the hand, the back of the hand to the small of the back, or reaching around the back. And look up. Now left hand goes back to the mat, right hand to the mat, and we move to the other side. Lifting the left arm up, sweeping it down, back of the hand to the mat, slides down, left shoulder to the mat, and right hand lifts up and circles around. Bending the right elbow, back of the hand to the small of the back, and then right hand back down to the mat and left hand to the mat. Great. Let's step the right foot forward and lift the hands up to the right thigh. Let's press the hands down and lift and open the chest. In this healing space, it's important to constantly open across the heart, even though we feel a tendency to be protective. Instead, we want an open space around the heart so that we can give and receive love freely. So with the hands on the thigh, roll the shoulders back. You can stay right here, pressing down through the right foot and the top of the left foot, or you can lift the hands up overhead with the palms together and breathe. Taking hands back down to the mat, lower right knee down and step the left foot forward. Hands to the thigh. Once again, either staying right here, pressing the hands to the thigh, lifting the chest up and away from the hands. Or you can bring the hands up overhead and breathe. Either way, feel openness around the heart and the lungs. Hands back down to the mat. Left knee moves back to the mat. We'll lift up into a downward dog. And this can be done just right here from a table position, stretching the hips back, feeling the stretch through the arms and the back. Let's just try that first. With the hips up high and palms nice and firm to the mat. Pull back through the hips and feel the arms really extending and the back stretching. So you can just go back and forth here from table, or you can hook the toes under and lift up into a full downward dog, lowering the heels toward the mat, stretching out through the legs and really opening up under the armpits, lifting the belly up and back. And then we'll all return back to table. Great. Now, let's go ahead and walk the hands back and hook the toes under. We're coming to standing. So if a squat is not comfortable for you, you just come right up to standing. I'm walking the hands back, the knees lift, and then lifting the hips up and rolling the heels down to the mat. And taking the hands down as far as they can go, okay? So we're not going to be judgmental in any part of our practice because this is just about loving ourselves up, not about being judgmental. The fingertips might touch the mat or the palms, or maybe your hands are at the shins. Wherever they are is perfectly fine. But let's think of lifting up the backs of the legs, because these connections from the hamstrings to the low back can create a lot of tension. We want to have them nice and flexible and stretched. Yeah. Now, let's just let the arms hang and sweep your hands around to the left and the right and let the weight of the head and the arms create lots of stretch. The back and the legs. Yeah. Take your hands to your waistline and lift all the way up. Nice. Take a deep breath here. Let's just take the hands to the sides. This is standing in Tadasana, mountain pose. It's important during changing times to find your grounding. Stand firm through the soles of the feet. Recognize your strength. In yoga, we refer to the power center, which is right at the solar plexus. And it's represented in the color yellow, like the radiance of the sun. So allow that radiance, allow that power and strength to come forth. It's already there. Just create space. Turn the palms out. Understanding that whatever happens in our lives, we still can stand firmly here on the earth. Take care of ourselves and those around us. Nice. Hands back to heart center. Now you'll be stepping the right foot forward and the left foot back. Moving into a warrior pose. So these warrior poses are really important for feeling confidence and strength. And I think that sometimes our strength can be shaken and we're not so sure that it's still there. These postures will bring that strength forward. So the right knee is directly over the ankle. The hips are squared forward. The shoulders are squared forward. This is warrior one. Lift the hands up overhead and the palms face each other. Press down evenly through the soles of both feet. Open across the heart and the power center. Take a deep breath. Feel strong and focused. And bring the hands down to heart center. Step your left foot forward now and your right foot back. And we do warrior on the left side now. Left knee bent right over the ankle. Palms together at first. Pressing the palms and lifting and opening the chest at the same time. Lift your hands up overhead, palms facing each other. And breathe. Feel strong and grounded. And hands down to heart center. Step your right foot forward. Now we'll move into warrior two, stepping left foot back. And this posture turns to the side for warrior two. We'd like for the heels to be lined up with each other, but if you need a wider stance, that's fine as well. And you can determine how far apart the feet are. They can either be closer together with a gentler bend, or they can be further out. Yeah, more distance between them. The front foot is straight forward, back foot is just angled out to the side. Open your arms out. This is warrior two. And the weight is even on both feet. I'm not leaning forward into the future, reaching back into the past, because this practice of yoga is all about being in the present moment. Let's just stand strong right here. Turn your gaze over that right middle finger and breathe. Nice deep breath. Expand the breath into the low lungs. Go up into the rib cage and the chest. And when you exhale, imagine there's a cushion of air under your hands and you're pressing down on that cushion of air and lifting up through the chest at the same time. Bring left hand to the right and step the left foot forward and the right foot back. Turning to the right side, positioning your feet where the heels are lined up. The right foot is open to the side. Open your arms out. Press down on that cushion of air. Lift up from the chest. Feel strong and grounded, centered as you look out over your focal point on that middle finger. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Push down on that cushion of air. Lift the chest up. Strong focal point. Then bring the right hand forward to meet the left and step your right foot forward. Good. Let's just lower the hands down and shake the arms out. And shake out one leg and then the other. Just kind of wiggle around. Roll your shoulders around in a big circle. Good. Take the hands out to the sides. Circle the hands, pressing out through the palms. Big circles. Awakening all the muscles in the body. Yeah, and the energy in the body. Bring hands to heart center. Lift the hands up overhead. Grab the right wrist with the left hand. Pull it up and over to the side. Yeah, stretching in a crescent moon. Stretching the right side of the body, pressing down through the right foot, and then back to center. Grab the left wrist, pull up and over to the side, pressing down through the left foot. And breathe. And back to center. Palms together. Lower the hands down to heart center. So this practice of yoga invites us to engage the muscles, be strong, create movement, and then balance the nervous system with moments of pause. And the hands at heart center. Deep breath. Deep, calming breath. Nice. So this prepares us for our tree pose, the balancing pose. Balancing poses are a preparation for calming the mind, for meditation. And that's done by bringing your attention to a single point. This is called a drishti point. And you can focus on something out on the floor, out in front of you, maybe about 6 or 8 feet out in front of you. Okay? And it's a very soft gaze, but steady. Soft and steady. Okay? Now press down through your left foot. And when your mind wanders, you'll bring it back to that gaze. Feel the sensation of the left foot pressing down to the mat. Relax the right knee. Turn the right knee out to the side. And you can either place the heel right above the ankle with the knee open to the side and stay right here with the ball of the foot on the floor, or you can lift the foot up to the calf. Or if you like, all the way up to the thigh. Any place is fine. Lift the hands up overhead. This is tree pose. So we'd like to mimic the essence of a tree, being really grounded to the earth through your roots, but the limbs are reaching up to the sky, to the heavens. Yeah. Breathe. Balance. Stay calm. Bring hands down to heart center, and we'll move to the other side. So you may want to step it out a little bit. Press down through the right foot, relax the left knee, and turn that knee out to the side. Either keeping the foot to the floor, the left foot, or up to the calf, or up to the thigh, whatever works for you. Lift the hands up. These are the branches of your tree, reaching up into that beautiful sky. And breathe. Be sure to relax the shoulders down away from the ears. Yeah. Feel strong and steady. And then hands back down to heart center. And lower the left foot down and step it out. Good. Lift your hands up overhead and fold forward again. This time taking your hands behind the knees, grabbing hold of the elbows if you can. Otherwise, just reaching hands together, lowering the top of the head down toward the mat, lifting up through the sitting bones. Then relax at the knees. Take the hands down to the mat. Lower the left knee down and the right knee down, and swing the legs around to the front. Flexing at the ankles, drawing the toes towards your chest. Lift the hands up overhead and roll forward on the sitting bones, lifting the rib cage up away from the pelvic bowl and fold forward. Hands either to the toes or to your shins, or hands to the sides of the legs. Any version of this is fine. This is staff pose, moving into a deep forward fold. Take a deep breath. You should feel the breath expanding in the back. Forward folds are very calming. At night, it's wonderful to do forward folds before you go to sleep. You can even take a big pillow or cushion and place it on your thighs and just drape yourself over that cushion. It's a physical position that speaks from the body to the mind. It tells the mind to calm, to be at ease, lowers blood pressure. Lift, back, up. Good. Bend your left knee. So now we're in a seated position and the legs are similar to the tree pose. Left foot is to the right thigh. Right toes reaching toward the chest. Lift the hands up overhead. And leading from the chest, leading from the heart, we'll bring the hands down to the right foot or hands to either side of the leg and lower the head down toward the knee. Deep breath here. And then lift back up. Extend left leg out, bend the right knee. Lift the hands up overhead, lift up, and reach forward, reach forward. Lower hands down to the foot or to the sides of the leg. Lower the head toward the knee. Nice stretch. So all of these postures hold an element of stretching and strengthening, and then a surrender. Just, oh, yes, now I can relax. Lift all the way back up. Lift your right knee up and place the sole of the foot on the mat, and then bend your left knee. And we will roll all the way back, okay? So rolling back to the mat and walking the feet in kind of close to the hips. We'll pick the hips up and shift them over to the right and lower the knees to the left and look over the right shoulder, turning the palms up. Feel the softness in your face and your gaze over to the right. Take a deep breath. Come back to center. Shift the hips over to the left now and drop the knees to the right. Look over the left shoulder. Breathe. Come back to center. Place the hips right in center and bend the knees. Bring the knees toward the chest. Wrap your arms around your shins, or the hands can just be at the knees. But give yourself a hug, okay? Just give yourself a hug. You deserve it. But that hug should come from you sometimes. It's a self-embrace, representing self-love and care. Yeah, put some feeling into that embrace, just maybe rocking side to side. And then lower the feet down toward the mat. Extend the left leg out and the right leg out, if this is comfortable for you. Otherwise, you could come to seated, or you could lean back on a cushion or sit in a chair, because now we're simply going to relax. The position can vary. Yeah. Because this is about you being comfortable and taking care of yourself. That self-care requires some work. You know, the body needs to be in good shape. The blood needs to be flowing freely, the breath moving freely. The muscles should be flexible so that you can move with ease and avoid tension that causes pain. So first in our self-care is to take care of our bodies, do the work, and then the relaxation is that much better. Then we are able to sleep better. If we take those moments during the day for little stretches, for moving back to that calm space at Heart Center. No matter the condition of the heart, no matter if the heart is wounded, it is joyful, it will experience all of these things. We'll embrace each of those sensations, those feelings, those emotions. And just like waves in the sea, the waves will become built up and strong, and then they'll flatten out and be calm. It'll be a beautiful, calm sea. So let's visualize that. We can visualize the waves breaking on the shore, watching the build-up of the wave as it comes toward the shore and lifts up. It heaves upward and then starts to come forth to the shore with the wonderful white waves that reach the shore. It makes quite a sound, right? But then it just levels out and washes up quietly to the shore. Just a few bubbles now. And then it's drawn back out into the sea. So we're that wave, you know, we'll feel that building up, we'll feel the release, and then we feel the calm. Let's see if we can expand the calm. So now we'll visualize a quiet sea, maybe out beyond the waves, where you see just ripples in the water, a gentle lifting and lowering of the sea. But there's this wonderful calmness and an expansiveness. You can see all the way out to the horizon where the beautiful, beautiful sky meets the sea, and that infinite line, the different hues of the blue of the water and the blue of the sky. You take in that peaceful vision. That wonderful feeling you have as you sit at the edge of the sea and perhaps watch the sun set in the magnificent colors. Let's take the right hand to the heart and the left hand on top of the right. Let this positioning of the hands be a reminder, even when you're not doing yoga, to pause. Just connect with the heartbeat, connect with the breath. Just for a moment, breathe consciously with intention of calming and easing the body and the mind. You can do this. When you're ready, you can roll over to your right side, bringing the knees up toward the chest in a nurturing position, reminding us to nurture ourselves. Everyone tells us that, but it's not so easy to do. This practice of yoga can do it for you. So when you're ready, roll back up to your seated position. We'll close our class with the metta, the loving kindness for ourselves. May I be protected and safe. May I be contented and pleased. May my body carry me with strength. And may I move through life with grace and ease. Bringing palms together. Take one more breath for our practice, inhaling in and exhaling. Take a moment to thank yourselves for attending class and starting this path of self-care. Namaste. Thank you, everyone, for attending this HeartSpace yoga practice. I'm Val Spies. Take care.